Hey, what's up everyone? In this tutorial I'm going to talk about the Elementor Button Widget. I'll talk about all the settings and design options for this module and give some examples what you can do with this widget. So let's see the Elementor Button Widget. So first of all, to add this button we go to the widget area and you can see this button widget here. So I drag it under this paragraph and on the right side you can see the options for this button. And you can also find this button settings by clicking this pen icon here. So you can see here is an option for changing the button text, so I can change it from here. And you can also change this text by clicking here also. And above this option you can also see the button type option, which is basically the preset color for this button. You can choose input type, which is a bluish color, and also select success, warning, or danger, which is red color, which indicates the danger, but I want the default one, which is green. So after that you can see here is an option for the button link. So if I set to Twitter and click update and go to preview, when I click this button you can see it's go to the twitter.com, and beside this link option you can see here is an option for the link. Here is an option for opening a new window. So if I check this and go to preview, you can see now this link is opening in a new window. Okay, so after that here is an option for the alignment. You can choose the left or center or right or justify, and you can set the size of this button. Right now it's small, and if you want you can make it extra small or large, but I like the small one. And if you want you can add an icon beside this button. So to do this I click here and you can select any icon. Here are over 1500 icon you can choose from. So I select this arrow icon and click insert, and after inserting this button you can see here is an option for icon position. You can choose it either before or after the text. So now you can see this icon is next to the text. And lastly here is an option for icon spacing. You can change the spacing between the text and this icon here. Okay, here is also an option for the button ID. If you work with extra CSS or JavaScript you can use the button ID here. So that's all about the content tab about this button. Now we go to the style tab. From here you can change the look and the design of this button. So you can see here is the option for typography. You can change the font of this button here. So if I go to the typography you can change the font from here, any font you want. I search for font the Poppins. Okay, that looks good. And you can also increase the font size from here. You can make it bold or any font weight. If you want to make it to all the uppercase you can change the text transform. Okay, you can make it also italic and can change its text decoration, underline or overline or line through. You can adjust the line height from here, and also the letter spacing, the space between the letters. Okay, that's the typography of the button text. You can also reset this style by clicking this back to default button. You can also change the text shadow of this button, which is the shadow of the text. So to change this you can go to here. From here you can select the text shadow color. If I choose red, and you can increase the blur, change it horizontal and vertical position. Okay, but I want to reset that. I don't like that. So after that here is the option for the text color and the background color of the button. You can change it from here. If I want the text color to black and the background color to yellow, you can see the text and background color is changed. And also here is an hover option which means when I hover over the mouse on this button, in this case, which was the background and text color, so I want the hover text color to white and the background color to black. So when I hover over it, you can see that background and text color have changed. And I also can add animation for this hover effect. If I choose to shrink, you can see this button is shrinked when I hover over it. Okay, so after that, if you want a border for this button, you can do that by this border type option. Right now it's none. If I click to solid, you can see this button has a solid border now. You can make it double or dotted or dashed or groove, but right now I want to make it solid, and you can change the width of this border. You can select the border color from here. Right now it's black, but you can change it to any color you want. Then here is the option for the border radius, which means the rounded corner of the border. So if I made it 20, you can see now it has a rounded corner. You can also decrease it. Okay, that looks good. And lastly, here is an option for box shadow, which you can set it from here. Here is the box shadow color, the horizontal and vertical positioning of this box shadow. You can make it more blurry or less, or change its spread. If you want to make it more spreading, you can change it from here. And also the positioning of this box shadow, you can make it inside if you want the box shadow inside this button, not the outside. Okay, so I reset this style. And lastly, here is an option for the button padding. You can set the padding customly from here. And if I remove the clip button here, I can change the top, right, bottom, left padding independently. So I want to increase it on the right to 30 and also left it's 30. So that's all about the button designing options. So now I want to delete this sample button and want to make some different kind of button with this Elementor widget. I want to start with the default one, so I drag it the button widget again, and after that I want to add a rounded button beside this. Here we want to add a rounded corner button, so I drag this button to here and I go to the style tab, and here in the border radius I want to increase the radius. So you can see now the border is rounded. Now I also want to change its color, its background color to white and the text color to orange. And on hover I want to make its text color to white and the background color to black. So that's look cool. After that we want to add a square button to this column right here. I drag the button module again here, then I go to the style tab and go to border radius and make it 0. So you notice the default button have some border radius by default, but if I put here 0, you can see the border radius removed. So it's fully square button now. I also want to change its background color, so I click this color, and on hover I want to add a animation grow so it looks cool when I hover over it. Then we are going to make a button with an icon, so I go to button and I go to the icon and select an icon. I position it after the text and I want to make it border radius to rounded to, and finally change its background color to this color. And after that we want to make a button with a transparent background, so let's make it. Here we want to add a transparent background button, so I drag it here. I want its alignment to center and go to style and make it border radius to 30, and to make it background transparent, go to background color and make its opacity to 0. I want to give it a white border, so I choose the background type to solid and make it 1 pixel. Then I want to add a hover effect, so when I hover this button, I want its background to white and color to black. So go to hover and choose its text color to black and background color to white and also the border color to white. Now when we hover over this button, the transparent background becomes the white solid background. Cool. And lastly, we want to design a custom button which will give some border radius and custom padding, so let's make it. We again drag this button and want to give some border radius, so I go to style, but now I don't give the border radius all the corners same, so I remove the clip icon here and only the right corner I want to make it 10, and also in the left corner I want to make it also 10. We also want to increase its font size, so we go to the typography and make its font size bigger. Then we increase the padding a little bit, so increase it and also increase it on the left and right, so I give it 35 pixel and also the left 35 pixel. And lastly, we want to change its background color and text color to black. Okay. And finally, we want to add a hover animation for this button, so I go to hover, select the pulse animation. When I hover over this button, it makes an awesome animation. So that's how you can create this kind of awesome buttons with some awesome hover effect with Elementor. So that's all about the Elementor button widget. If you want to learn how to make a full website step by step using Elementor Page Builder, you can see my other tutorial where I will show you how you can make your website yourself and make awesome cool section like this using the Elementor Page Builder. I put the link in the description below. You can check this out and you can make your cool website yourself. So thanks for watching this tutorial. I'll see you later.